Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I want to show you some cool things that I've been doing, like painting these miniatures. These are Christmas miniatures that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I repainted them and make them look, instead of $1, at least I would say $50. Well, you can tell that they're much better than they were, and I'm gonna show you how they look. So let me put them on the side for a minute. Put them over there. So this is what you get at the Dollar Tree. You can buy these packages, and usually they bring like 3 different miniatures. And I also know that they did houses. So the houses, you could get this kind of like plasticky houses. They're really very plasticky. The coloring is not my forte, but they're cool. They're okay, you know. I think they can be repainted and look much better, but I haven't had the time to do that yet. This is another example of how this is like a church. So you can see, you know, they got colors, but it's not really what I'm into. So you could get your houses as well as your miniatures. Now, let me give you an example of how one of these came. I mean, the coloring and how they look. Okay, the packaging should be easy to open, but it's not that easy, I guess. Okay, let's take this guy out. Right? Let's see. See if the camera wants to focus. There you go. This is the guy that throws the snow. Alright, so this is the little guy that throws the snowballs, right? And you can see very clearly that, okay, if the camera wants to focus, maybe one day, maybe, come on camera, oh, here we go. You can see that he's not quite very well painted. Let's see, the face, you can also notice the face. That is not well painted, right? So he looks kind of okay, but then this is the difference. This is the same guy, just with different paint or colors, of course, and you know, giving him much better quality of paint. Now the process was not that difficult, but if you want to paint miniature paint, you have to have the right stuff. I mean, I think you can do it with acrylic paints, but you're not going to achieve the same thing like I did here, because for this I actually used miniature painting, and the results were fantastic. I mean, I couldn't be happier. They look stunning. My favorite so far is the mailman, and I'm going to show you that one. Right, so this is the mailman, right? Then again, you can see his face, the coloring. You can see it looks very plasticky. You can even see that the presents, that you can barely see them in the bag. And there's not much joy about this mailman. But check this out. look at the difference. Now you tell me who looks better. Obviously, I think the guy on the right looks much better than the one on the left. Let me turn them around so you can get a better glimpse. I thought having his suit or his uniform a little bit darker than what he has originally, it looks much better and so much realistic. I think, I mean, I added more glamour things like, you know, gold lines and things like that. Looks much better. And even made like a little logo in his hat. And even the face, if you look at the face, let's see if I can focus here. The face is, come on camera, it doesn't want to focus today. The faces, they look much different. And look at the difference in between the packages or gifts that are inside the bag. There's a huge difference, and I don't know if the camera is making justice, but when you see this guy in person, it looks fantastic. Now I just want to show you how I accomplish this. So the way I accomplish having the miniatures the way I did was with this paint set, and this is a Dungeons and Dragons Null Source Marvelous Pigments Adventures paint set. Supposed to be for adventure miniatures and stuff like that, but at the end of the day it's just paint. So all I needed was like the most common colors, and this set brings those colors. Not only that, it will bring a brush and a miniature, which was pretty cool. So let me show you. So this is the set right there, right? And you can see all the colors and the miniature. Now this miniature is pretty cool. It's called the Minx and Boo miniature, and it's kind of like a hero. So obviously I'm planning to paint this because I'm getting really excited about painting miniatures. It's one of the things I've always wanted to do, and because you know, I've been thinking of making a different channel only for that, but then I said why? Because my channel, it's about arts and craft, and mainly this is arts and craft, because not only that, I'm making all kinds of other things for the village, and then one thing led to another, and that's why I selected this Dungeons and Dragons kits, because I'm making stuff for Dungeons and Dragons. I want to play Dungeons and Dragons, but that's another story for another time. If you're interested about that, let me know. Give me a comment down below. That would be great. Alright, so mainly you got all these colors, and they give you like a little primer, which is kind of cool. You got a metallic color as well, which is silver metallic color. And the cool thing about this particular set is that these paints are made by a company called the Army Painter, and the Army Painter is supposed to be one of the good or best paints and miniatures. I'm not quite sure about that because I'm not in the field of miniatures, but I've been learning a lot. A lot of people have different favorite paints, but I've seen a lot of people using this brand, the Army Painter, and the stuff I've seen is pretty neat. You can see here in the back of the box as well the colors that this set brings, and also the miniature in a high quality image, bigger than what it really is, because this thing is tiny. Well, actually the picture is the size of the miniature. That's kind of cool. And I believe there is a video, and I will link it down below, on how to paint this particular mini. So, but I'm planning to make a video on how to paint a Dungeons and Dragons mini. So stay tuned for that one. So of course I'm gonna get questions like,
so why did you spend money with Dungeons and Dragons paints? That's for adventures only.
well, not exactly. You see, this is just paint, guys. This is just paint. And this paint is much better than painting with normal or regular acrylic. You know, the one that you get at like the Michael stores or Hobby Lobby or whatever. And because these are made specifically for their thin, I believe they're thinned down, so they're more adequate when you paint a mini. Mind you that when you paint a mini, you have to prime the mini. So for example, this guy, right? The mailman. Right now, you can see on the picture that I prime him. Had to separate them in two parts because you can easily do that. You can just yank him out and he comes out. Because I was like, well, how am I gonna, paint the stuff in, behind the bag? It was gonna be a little bit difficult. And I said, well, no, I could actually separate them, prime them with a primer, just a regular primer. And because I don't have like a special miniature primer, I just regular paint primer. And that was it. And then I started painting. So let me show you, this is the other thing that this set brings, which is the brush. And you can see, let me see if this thing wants to focus, but it says there, Dungeons and Dragons starter brush. Now let me tell you something. A lot of people also that paint miniatures like a specialty brush. I do have a lot of brushes, but this little guy for painting this stuff, it's great. But I'm not gonna lie, I did have to add one more brush to the field. In this, I found this brush at a hobby store. It's specifically for miniatures. And this is a 10-0. It's very tiny. And I bought it specifically, for the face and things like that. Or more detailed things that I wanted it to do. So with these two brushes, I have accomplished making something like this. I didn't need anything else. The paints, the brushes, the primer, and the plasticky guy, which is this guy right here, right? And there's a difference. There's a huge difference, and they come out really, really nice. Now you're gonna ask me the question again.
So why didn't you use like better brushes for this?
Because I'm starting, and because I don't need better brushes for these. I don't need sable brushes for this unless I'm gonna do this and professionally. And you know what? I'm starting to think that I'm pretty good at this, because let me tell you something. I have never in my entire art career have done miniatures. And I was blown away. But what could I do with a little bit of paint, the right paint, and a couple of brushes? I mean, come on. Can't you see the difference? There's a huge difference. So that's that. So I love it. I mean, I don't know what to say. I think you're gonna start seeing more of this stuff in my channel. I didn't know if I wanted to do a separate channel for only that, but then I figured why would I do that again? Because this is an art and craft channel, and of course, why can I just share with you all this fun stuff, especially people that likes doing villages and stuff like that. But eventually I'll show you all other little tricks that I've learned throughout this past month, I'm gonna say, because there's a lot of stuff that I want to show you guys. So if you like this video, of course, you're more than welcome to leave me a comment down below. If you have any questions, you can leave them down below. If you have any advice about miniatures, you can leave a comment down below. And then again, guys, you can ring the bell for more content like this, and let me know if you like to start watching how to make miniatures. I mean, like, to not make them, but, well, I can do that too, because I have a 3D printer. But I haven't gone that far yet. So if I can do this with a little plastic $1 miniature, I can't wait to see what I can do with a real miniature like this one. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video. Goodbye.